Robin, I'm going to slow down on this one because it brings back bad memories for me personally, right? Uh, 27 years old, wife is pregnant with my first child. I walk into work on a Monday morning. We have a 9 o'clock meeting. My boss doesn't arrive. All six of us sales guys are looking at each other. What's up? Someone else walks in and says, "Hi, I am the interim CEO. I was appointed by the board this morning. I've just come in to explain to you guys that your manager, by name, has had a difference of opinion and is not with the organization anymore. We are deciding what to do, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. We are preparing your letters. You all are terminated." And then Mr. Best, which I remember his name, I will not use his first name because I'll be too close. Mr. Best and Swivel walked out. And I sat there completely confused because in my entire life, I had never thought that one, I would be impacted. I always thought it happens to someone else because I'm working my backside off, right, Robin? How could it ever happen to me? So I'm sitting there in a daze. I look around and I say, he said six, right? Oh shit, there are six. I was hoping he said five. That means I'm still alive. So I looked across at my colleague and I said to him, I didn't understand what he said. And he looked at me and said to me, Deepak, you're the smartest guy in the room. We all just got canned, man. What did you not understand? And he looked at me with such pity and he walked out. And I was like completely confused. So I stood up, walked out. And Robin, I just had a dizziness. I walked into one of the empty boardrooms and I stood there and I said, now this is where the head trash comes in, the way you are raised. Face saving. How the hell am I going to tell my dad and my mom and my wife that I just lost my job? And Mr. Ayoub, I stood there and I started crying. At age 27, I am standing in this room crying because I'm completely confused. Because to me, it was, this cannot be happening to me. I work so hard. This is all wrong. It's unfair. And I'm saying this because this happens to people even today.
Yeah, everywhere.
As I'm doing my little sob story, I kid you not, the same Stefan in my earlier story walks into the room on his, in those days we had the clunky, chunky, big Motorola phones. And he walks in, he sees me and he's like, oh, whoa. But he sees me crying and he stops. He says something in Afrikaans to the guy because he used to work in South Africa at that time. Put his phone off and he looked at me and said to me, I just heard the news. Please don't tell me you're crying because this shit company did this to you. And I said to him, what do you mean? Of course, that's what I'm crying for. He walked up to me and he said something to me that changed my course for the rest of my life. He put my hand and he said to me, there are bigger punishments life is going to give you. You're going to lose your parents. You may be going to lose a child. Never cry for a job. Just don't do that. Now, you are treating your job like it's your identity. It's not your identity. You are bigger than that. So I'm looking at his face and he says to me, now, what are you going to do about it? And I said, he said, exactly. Stop moping. Sit down. Here, pen. Here's paper. Write down the 10 names of people you know who you need to call in the next half an hour. I mean, he pulled up his phone. He gave me phone numbers for 3 recruiters. He called all 3 of them in front of me. I had a job in 3 weeks, Robin, because that man made me take action. Now, since that day, I promised myself a couple of things. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the last time it happened to me, Robin. It happened to me again. I lost my job one more time. And this time I was a director. But this time when I lost my job, I had built a network far bigger than me, both in my corporation and outside. So I felt more comfortable. And that's the message I give to people. This is how you rebuild yourself once a layoff happens. Very simple. And it's a very simple script, literally, that I'll rattle off to you. Because I actually ended up building it, what I call a rebuild framework, Robin. First of all, I want people to understand that what has happened in the role. It has happened in the professional capacity, not in the personal capacity. And it's a flip of a coin, right, Robin? You can have the best of people getting shafted.
Absolutely.
And by the way, look, we're not CEOs. When CEOs get shafted, they get a couple of $1 million as a giveaway or whatever. I don't think that most parachute. Of us get that. Or golden parachute, right? Most of us don't. What we actually get is a lump of iron in our throat, which we can't swallow, nor can 100%. We get out. We feel bad. We feel bad. So I've always said to people one thing very simple. A layoff is about a paycheck. I get it. And you're going to reflect upon it. I get that. And I know you're asking yourself, but who am I without my number? Who am I without a job? Just stop that. When I was thinking about this, I actually created a framework, which I actually use quite a lot when I am doing my coaching work. And I'm going to quickly walk you through it, Robin, right? So it's called the Rebuild Framework.